2020 was crazy. I feel like I lost all my photography consistency. 2021 brought back, some consistency and some big jobs. But one thing that happened for sure was my personal work was suffering. 2022, last year, was another roller coaster of staying consistent with my shooting. Before the beginning of this year in 2023, staying consistent with my photography, at least with my personal work, shooting, posting, updating, was incredibly difficult. Staying consistent as a photographer, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a clear vision. By establishing our signature style, looking at the work of others, shooting regularly, keeping our gear simple, we can develop a strong, consistent body of work that really sets us apart. So, this is what I asked myself. How do you keep yourself accountable when it comes to shooting? I didn't have anybody that was checking in on me to make it so I kept shooting. So, who encourages you, by the way, to shoot when you don't really feel like it? I was having trouble back at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. And I was hearing how a lot of photographers were starting to use mailing lists. And I started to do some research on YouTube, and I realized quickly that a mailing list is like the most powerful tool that a small business has. And I didn't have one. So I did some research to find the best way to have a mailing list. I signed up for MailChimp years ago. So I thought about starting back again on MailChimp. Spent about a week lost in email funnels and the intricacy of like an email management program. Enter Substack. I'd never heard of Substack before, but I was watching a video from a creator named Lucy Lumen, and she made a video on how Substack was helping her as a photographer. So I ditched MailChimp literally that day. I started with 8 people on my mailing list. 8 people. I refused to add people from my contact list. I really wanted to grow an audience that was organic and that were opting in for my content. I set a goal to send out a newsletter every single week. For me, it changed everything. I sent out that first newsletter to 8 people. Even if I had a small audience, though, by the way, I was motivated. I was going to grow this audience to 100 people. And I knew the way to do it was consistency. So I decided that I was going to send out a newsletter every single Saturday. So what starting a newsletter did for me was it instantly got me out shooting photos. I wanted to have my newsletter as a place where I could share insights and inspiration on photography, like I do here on my YouTube channel, but also as a place to showcase work that didn't fit into my website, work that people didn't really know me for, like my street photography. My mailing list, it grew. And people were opening and reading my emails. I was way more motivated to shoot and share my newsletter than I ever was to post on social media. I was shooting new work every single week and sending it out to inboxes all over the world. And I didn't add anyone to the list. Every single one of my subscribers opted in. By holding myself accountable through a subscribed, signed up, opt-in, expecting audience rather than my Instagram followers, who, by the way, may or may not see or respond or like your content, I stayed motivated and on track, and my list kept growing. By the way, I've currently posted every week for 36 weeks on my mailing list. That's 9 months of weekly, inspirational, motivational photography content. So, speaking of accountability, accountability is crucial for any creative endeavor, especially photography. When you're accountable to someone or something, it keeps you motivated and on track, especially when things get tough or if you're facing creative block. I hold myself accountable in many ways. I hold myself accountable with this growing list of people that I email every week on Substack. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I have a sense of expectation from my viewers, from my readers, and they are expecting weekly content. Here on YouTube, I podcast 3 times a week, and I've been doing that here for over a year, and I've never missed an episode. Well, I've missed an episode here or there when I have photo shoots, but I make it up with a stream the next day or the day before, or with pre-recorded content. Before I was doing it here on YouTube, I was doing it on Twitch for 2 years before that, 3 times a week over there. Having an audience, however small, keeps you motivated and it keeps you consistent. Knowing that people are waiting for your work can be a powerful motivator to keep creating and to keep improving. Another way, by the way, that you can hold yourself accountable is to join a photography community or a group. It could be my growing Discord community, which is also at almost 500 photographers, which is an online forum where photographers share their work, give and receive feedback, and offer supports to each other. It also could be a regular in-person meetup through a photography club. I also do regular in-person meetups, and I'm definitely due for another in-person meetup. If you're in Toronto and you want to do a meetup or do a little photo walk and you're feeling itchy for my next one, leave a comment. I'm thinking about setting up something soon. And by the way, how I tell people about these events is through my mailing list. So if you're not on my mailing list, check the show notes. Being a part of a community can provide you with amazing feedback, inspiration, encouragement. My Carty crew community is so encouraging, so positive, so amazing, and I had to create it because I wasn't a part of one, so I made my own. This community helps me stay accountable with my goals with this channel. My Discord, it's just one of those places that you could join. It's an easy one. You can see the link for my Discord in my show notes. In addition to helping you stay accountable, being a part of a photography community can help you access new opportunities to learn and grow as a photographer. You can learn about retouching, you can learn about post-production, you can learn about so many other things from another photographer. Once someone figures out a problem, you can quickly also know the problem because they're sharing the information that they learned about it with you. That means now you don't have to deal with the problem. Learning from other photographers and getting the feedback is super important. And also, you can participate in group challenges and projects. If you stay to the end of this episode, I have your next challenge ready and cooked. By the way, one thing to keep in mind, accountability isn't about perfection. It's about showing up and consistently putting in the work, even when it's hard.
Yes, sir, yes.
Don't be afraid to share the photos. Don't be afraid to share the work with me, even if it's not perfect. Don't let the fear of me commenting something on your photo be a way to hold you back. Know that this kind of critique helps you get to the next level. Every photographer starts somewhere. And the only way to get better is to keep practicing and to keep learning. So there are 3 C's. I've been liking these 3 letters lately. There are 3 C's that you can use to keep you on track. The first C is curious. You got to stay curious. If you want to stay motivated and stay inspired and use accountability, you have to be curious. Like literally, if you're not creating your own newsletter, sign up for other photographers' newsletters to see what they're doing. It's going to definitely inspire you to start your own. If you stay curious, you're going to be open and looking for things to learn about. Staying curious is so important, and me continuing to be curious at my ripe old age of 53 is why I'm still learning and growing and doing all kinds of crazy things with my camera, broadcasting this YouTube channel, my merch store, and all the other things that I have going on, just because I'm a curious guy. The next C is staying curious. I already said that one. Also, being real, which is me right now, being real, because I messed up my notes. The next C is staying consistent. We have to stay consistent, and that's what accountability is all about. We rarely will stay consistent on our own without some sort of external force that's making us keep going with that thing that we're trying to improve. If you're overweight, you need to exercise, but some of us need a trainer to keep us with accountability, going to the gym and continuing to stay with the exercise. Some people stop with the trainer and then they soon after stop with the exercise, and then they gain all the weight back that they just lost. When it comes to consistency and accountability, you don't ever stop with the trainer. That's how you stay fit and healthy. You stay with the trainer. And when it comes to your photography business, your photography skills, and your photography career, you have to stay with it. You don't just like shoot and then be like, yeah, I'm the best. I'm going to sit here and wait for the next photo shoot. You have to be shooting in between those times. That's the only way that you get better. And that's how you stay consistent. And the next C is community. You have to build community. It's what I'm doing right here with this channel, with my Discord, with my mailing list, my Substack. You have to build community and really think more about what you can do for others rather than how this benefits you. What can you do for others? Can you be of service to other people? If you can be of service to other people, that will build community. And again, that's what I'm trying to do here. Build a community of like-minded photographers who all have the same goal, which is getting better at photography and eventually making money with their camera. If you're trying to build a photography business, build a community around your work and give value freely. If you're giving value, if you're trying to be a product photographer, why not do a behind the scenes and show people how you do your product photography? You're not giving away secrets. You're giving away value, and that's going to attract the right type of people. And when it comes time for someone to pay for product photography, it's going to be you that they're hiring because you're so transparent with what it is that you do. So my mailing list, if you're not on it, please join, because that is a way that I share work that I don't share anywhere else. And it's a way that I announce events, in-person things, and all the cool stuff that I like to do. Got to tell you, a mailing list, people who are on a mailing list are the most engaged of your fans. The only, more engaged than a YouTube viewer. And YouTube viewers, YouTube subscribers are the most valuable subscribers of all the social media platforms. But having a mailing list is yours. It's your own social media platform that you can send whatever you like, whenever you like, as often or as not often as you like. It's your mailing list, so you own it. I use Substack. My suggestion is you jump on Substack. I'm going to show you just a little bit what my Substack looks like before I get into some plans for this channel in the coming weeks. This is my Substack, and it's a goddamn magazine. I've been posting here every week for 9 months. And what my posts look like, they're visual, they're full of all kinds of helpful information. And it's information that I don't really share anywhere else. Some people like to read stuff. So I put together incredibly helpful, informative posts, some of my favorite things this week, and of course, all the ways that I can help you. My Substack is a thing. Please take a second and join the Substack. It is in the description of the video that you're watching. All right, so let's talk a little bit about first of all, a couple new things regarding Substack. I've been thinking about audio versions of my voice on podcasts, and if you download the Substack app, you can have my podcast or my blog posts, my newsletters read to you. Like, you can listen to them in your ears. Yes, this is my chat controlling my stream. Your eyes are not deceiving you. My chat is doing all of this. So I'm thinking about adding an audio podcast to my Substack that my paid Substack members will get access to, where I can record some thoughts and some rants, and it's off of YouTube, so I can kind of just say whatever I want, say whatever I'm thinking, as well as giving you insights and inspiration, and doing that, a couple times a month. I'm really thinking about adding an audio version of this podcast. By the way, you can also listen to an audio version of this podcast on YouTube Music. YouTube Music is now supporting podcasts. You can search Ask a Photo Pro or Behind the Picture on YouTube Music, find this podcast, and listen to it as an audio version. Who knew? All right. So I'm also working on having certain podcasts available on Apple Music and Spotify. Is that something that you're interested in? Would you listen to audio version of this podcast on Spotify or Apple Music? So I am now turning the tables on you. I would love to know some things. And my first question is, what do you want to see more of? What would you like to see more of on this channel? I do photo reviews. I do this week's inspiration. I do IRL streams, although I live in Canada and the temperature is getting a little cold for IRL streams. But I have a couple of different pillars that I do on the podcast. I do work sessions. I haven't done a work session in a while, but I do work sessions. What would you like to see more of? Stephen C says IRL, which I appreciate. Stephen C says IRL. What would you guys like to see more of? I'm very interested. Should I do more meetups for those that are in person, or more meetups in person for those that are in Toronto? Live stream them for those who can't be there in person? By the way, tell you more about my photographs. I like that. You want to know more about, that's a very interesting angle, Sebastian, because I do have a new content pillar, and my next video is just that, me talking about some of my more famous sessions. The next video is likely about my Tom York from Radiohead session, which I shot in 1997, a week before OK Computer. I'm also thinking about talking about the Pharrell session, the Kanye session, the Colin Firth session, and Daft Punk, and many of my more famous sections, as well as more recent sessions, So that's definitely a great idea. Puppet Master, don't think I haven't thought of that. Matthew says if I could only make it out to Toronto one day. So Kyle, Puppet says, directing models. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I'm gonna be talking about that in a second. Kyle says the nuts and bolts to the craft. How to light, how to pose a model, what aperture, shutter, focal length, and why. Sebastian says some editing tips. And then Justin says he loves the photo reviews. Okay, so by the way, the episode idea folder on Discord has been great. You guys have been amazing submitting ideas to the episode folder. Some new ideas. Comparing your very first photo submission that you've ever done on the channel with a more recent photo submission, what your work looks like now versus the first time that I critiqued your photo. If you've been watching for more than 3 months, I'd love to do that one. I'd bring you into an audio room so I can actually talk to you and my audience can hear our conversation, and we can talk about how this show has helped you. I'd do one person per episode. That would be an idea. That would be something I could do. So Matthew says, approaching photography from a pure human and connective standpoint, that is always a great thing to touch on. And it can be your career, but it doesn't have to be your job. Sebastian says, I'm doomed by this, by the way. The next idea was more content on depression and bad photo shoot experiences. Bad shoot experiences can actually lead to depression or even wanting to stop photography altogether, hang up your camera. I think I can help with some bad shoot experiences as far as sharing mine and helping you get through them. Teach you guys how to be a rock on set and not let anything that's happening with anybody else affect you as the creator. I could make some content on that. That was an idea. Should I make content on that? Should I make podcast episodes? Should I make a video? Andrew says that that's something that's been popping up a lot on his side of the planet. I appreciate that, Andrew. Thank you. Yes or yes? Let's go, Andrew. So I think because you did a capital, Andrew, I didn't do it. Where's my Taylor Swift? Yes or yes? There you go. So, yeah. And also, what should I make a video on next? Are you guys itching for another video? No worries, my guy. Are you itching for another video? I have some ideas. Directing subjects is a video idea. I don't want you to think that I forgot about that. I heard your suggestion, Puppet, and it's in the queue. Something that I want to do is make a video on directing subjects. I think it should be done in the studio. I'm going to be talking about studio stuff in a second. Also, what are lighting ratios? I touched a little bit about lighting ratios during my last photo review episode. I think that I should talk a little bit more about lighting ratios because I think that not enough people understand them. I'm also thinking about my mentorship, group mentorship, and my memberships here on YouTube. As you know, I only have one tier here on YouTube. It's just $5 to become a member. By the way, if you become a member, I will hit my smoke machine and let the entire room fill with smoke. And then you'll also be able to talk to me because, as you'll notice today, it is members only chat. Subscribing is absolutely free. You can get notified when I upload new content. But if you become a member here on this channel by hitting the join button, you'll get access to live chats with me during these live streams, as well as members only videos, emotes, and access to the Discord channels that allow you to have your photos reviewed. The photo reviews are more than worth the $5. So that's why I have right here 72 members. It's really hard to point at yourself when it's up there. Anyways, upper corner. Yeah, thinking about that. So I'm thinking about, for a second tier, maybe I would do a group mentorship, like a 3-hour stream just for members, 3-hour stream just for the members that are paying that tier and can talk about anything. I'm actually going to start giving assignments more regularly, but I can give a different type of assignments to the people who are in this group mentorship program. So that's what I'm thinking about. So it's basically like a live stream, but it's private. It's a members only stream. You have to be a member to watch it, but you have to be a member of this tier to participate in it. And when I say participation, we're all going to be in Discord in one room talking, and that's going to be live. So you're going to hear the live, and you're going to hear the questions. You're going to get a chance to hear a little bit about each person and what they are having trouble with. Someone else might have trouble with it. Someone else might also have trouble with it. So maybe that episode we're talking about that specific thing, whether it's depression, anxiety, social anxiety, technical stuff, processing. There's so many different issues that collectively many people have problems with developing a portfolio. Next thing about these group mentorships is I would like to create a studio mentorship session for those who can't be in the studio or in Toronto with me. I'm going to do a lighting workshop. That's something that's upcoming next month. I'm going to do a lighting workshop. You're going to have to pay to attend this workshop because I'm going to be teaching extensive lighting in this workshop. I'm going to have a model. If you come, you'll be able to shoot the model. You'll be able to watch me shoot and essentially see how I craft light in the studio. I'm going to be doing tons of different setups. I'm also going to be turning these setups that I do into little mini courses that you can learn how to do a perfect white, how to light with one light, how to do beauty light, like, you know, just a bunch of different lighting setup ideas that I have for a video in the studio and for like courses. And I'll probably live stream it to members, but then after the live stream, it'll become something that will become bundled as part of the course where you can watch the entire thing in its entirety, where I do basically an 8-hour day in the studio and you can watch all the different setups, how fast I shoot, directing the model and all that stuff. So when I do the live stream, I'll be able to answer some questions that'll come in from my members. So in future, I'm really trying to add so much value to the memberships on this channel, the Discord, and my mailing list. So thinking about this group mentorship once a month. If that's something that interests you, leave a comment, because I'm not going to do it if there's not people who are going to participate. I'm not going to do it for 3 people. I need to know that there's like 10 people, and I'm also going to limit the number to like 15. Like once 15 people hit that, I'm going to like turn it off if it's possible. So yeah, I'm just thinking about that. I need to cap it because I can't take all my members. So I need it to be like another tier where it's a tighter group of like 10 to 15 people. Another thing I'm working on is AI Carty. I know that seems very strange, but I'm working on an AI model of me, an AI model that I'll feed all my podcast transcripts, all my video transcripts, all my blog posts, my courses, my teaching notes. Everything is going to be fed into this AI model. And it's going to be available through Discord only. And if you're a member, you'll get access. If you're a member to the YouTube channel, you'll get access to AI Carty for testing, and you'll be able to ask it almost anything photography related. I've talked about it. If I've talked about anything photography anywhere, I'm going to compile it and feed it into this AI model. And literally, you can ask it anything photography related. It'll go and find all the answers and compile it into a perfect paragraph as if I'm responding to it, tailored completely to your question. It's all going to happen on Discord. And by the way, it's testing. We're testing this and seeing if it's worthy at all. What this AI model is going to help me do, it's going to help me find out what you need, what you're needing, what questions you ask it, how you use this AI model, or if you use it at all. I'm gathering data and I'm investing money in this, by the way. It's not going to be free. I wish it was going to be free. It's not going to be free, but it's going to be a fun way for you guys to get questions answered that I get asked all the time. And it's a great way for me to have my own AI model that I can feed, and I can ask questions myself. Like, hey, what episode did I talk about stress and anxiety? Oh, you talked about blah, blah, blah. Here's a summary of the show notes, like that kind of stuff, you know? Like, it's basically Carty GPT. Yes. So I'm working on that with a team of developers. That's something that's been in the works for a couple of weeks. Hopefully soon we'll have something for you to look at. So here's some next things. Let me go back to my chat here. So Robin says, how far out will you date for a photo shoot? Will I give it a month or so to give the opportunity for folks that are not in Toronto that might have the opportunity to attend? Absolutely. I think that it's important for me to give you as much time as possible. It would be at least like a month out. I likely would do it in November. I don't want it to be too close to Christmas, because once the Christmas season starts, it gets really crazy with the studio bookings and also people's availability. So again, in studio, in order to teach this workshop in person,
yes, sir,
I cannot have more than 10 people. I'm going to say there will not be more than 10 people, and probably 8 that I'll cap it on that will be able to attend this in person. There will be a fee, and there's going to be a limit. I'm also going to book 2 models for you to photograph. So it's essentially a live workshop where you'll be able to photograph these models and learn about lighting masterclass. So that leads us into this. During that masterclass, I'm going to be making courses. Now, yo, Kev, thank you so much, my guy. I appreciate you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Thank you. Show us your face, man. We want to see a profile picture instead of that orange K. So would you, oh my God, would you buy a course if I made it? That's my question. Would you buy a course if I started making lighting courses? 3 easy beauty setups, 3 dramatic portrait setups, 3 easy 2-light setups, how to light a perfect white, how to do highlights, how to achieve a jet black background, how to shoot in studio using natural light. Like, would you buy a course if I made it on lighting? Would you buy a course if you're a newer photographer? If I made an introduction to digital photography course, super simple course that goes through everything, all the camera basics, would you buy an introduction to photography course? Junebug, if you're on your phone, you might not see the join button. That's strange that you don't see the join button and you're not a member and yet you're still able to chat. But yes, the join button, I'm not sure. You might have to see it on desktop, or if you're on mobile, just open YouTube in Safari and look at the. I don't know. Sometimes mobile doesn't show the join button, but I assure you, my join button is there. It is there, and you'll see it when you're on desktop. You'll see it right here. You hit that join button. On my channel, it says customize channel and manage videos because it's my channel. But everywhere else, you should see this join button. You can also find the join button just by going at the end of Steve Carty, just typing command/join, and that'll bring you to my membership area. Just add join to the end of youtube.com/Steve Carty, join. All right, so that's questions. Would you buy a course if I made it? Robin said yes, if I could afford it. Kyle says YouTube is already saturated with intro beginner material. At face value, I'd be interested in advanced courses. Kyle, that tells me a lot. Thank you. I appreciate that. That definitely tells me a lot, because personally, I'm interested in advanced courses as well, but I'm also like, I have a way of teaching that beginner material in a way that, like, you might have heard it 100 times, but hearing how I explain aperture, shutter speed, and that kind of stuff, it's gonna stick, and you're gonna know it in a way that you can now teach it to other people. Even if you think you're experienced and think that you know all that stuff, I have a lot of people who watch me who are not quite as advanced as you, and it's hard because I have a disjointed audience. Some who know all that stuff about photography and are trying to get to the point where they're making money with their cameras, so they're like in the tuning and refining and the mindset kind of headspace. And I have a whole bunch of photographers who just love my work, that want me to be the one that helps them get into photography. So I try to cater a little bit to both audiences, but it is tricky because I have people who unsubscribe every day. And is that because I'm not delivering? Well, obviously I'm not delivering the kind of content that they're looking for, and I can't please everybody, and I do know that, but I definitely try. So, okay, so here are some other big ideas. I'm thinking about hero content. Hero content meaning big events, photo walks, contests, things that don't happen every week, things that don't happen every episode, things that happen maybe every season, spring, summer, fall, winter. Photo walks I'd love to happen more often, but if a photo walk only happened 4 times a year, maybe there'd be 100 people there, you know? So thinking about hero content, any ideas that you guys have for hero content, and that can include not just people who are in my city, but hero content that I can do online. I really love the idea of a photo contest where you submit your photos, and as I've done for the last 2 years in a row, in December, basically, not December, I guess I do it January, like the first episode of the year is the Photo of the Year Awards through several categories. You'll see the Photo of the Year Awards on my channel in the Behind the Picture playlist. You can scroll back and find it. The Photo of the Year Awards is like a 2.5-hour episode where I celebrate you, the photographers that have submitted photos all year, and I do the best macro, the best lifestyle, the best portrait, the best car photographer, and of course the nominees, all the nominees and the winners. It's like a full-on awards episode. I would love, and again, Kev, it's a great idea, and I've been doing it, and it's one of my favorite episodes of the season to do. So I'd like to continue that, but I'd like to add some stakes. I'd like to give prizes for people who actually win some of these categories. I might have to have less categories because I've done like 40 categories in the past. But I want to give away merch. I want to give away t-shirts. I want to give away caps. I want to give away hoodies. I want to give away merch. So that's hero content. And I'm wanting to do hero content every season. I want you guys to help me with what some of those ideas could be by leaving in the episode idea folder on the Discord. Hero content, big events, contests, ideas that I could do once per season, once per year. And Photo of the Year Awards is already a thing. Ideas there, welcome. And also, if you're not in my Discord, please join. It's free. The Discord is the biggest growing thing right now. Ask anybody who's in chat about the Discord. The Discord's popping, and it's where everybody goes as soon as this show's over. Everybody's in the Discord. The next pillar is help content. We've had hero content, which is the big events, photo walks, and the contests, things that happen once a quarter. This is help content, which motivational, inspirational, and brutal truths. Because I don't think that there's enough brutal truths on YouTube. I think too many photographers think that anyone can just pick up a camera and do it. Or, you know, maybe people who are actually trying to make a living at it know how hard it actually is to make a living at photography. So help content. Motivational, inspirational, mindset, brutal truths, as well as instructional, that kind of also like the studio pillar. I'm going to put hero content. There's going to be studio stuff there. Help content. There's going to be studio stuff there and lighting and shooting. And the last one is hub content. Hub content is, I love hearing, Kadima says, K Dama says the Discord's like none other. Sebastian says, the best is your camera is so great at making pictures. Yeah. Steven C says Discord's on point. Malcolm says Discord is, as the kids say, fire. Andrew says, I basically live on the Discord. After party on the Discord. Like, you see what I'm saying here. Like, the Discord server is a party, and it's photographers just like you that are trying to get to the next level. So hang out with us. So that's hero content. Big events, photo walks, contests, and all the other ideas that you guys are going to leave for me in the episode idea folder. Help content, motivational, mindset, inspirational, brutal truths that's going to help you get to the next level. Help content. I do that a lot. It's my favorite kind of content to make within videos. You'll notice all my video content is usually motivational, inspirational, brutal truths, mindset. And the last is my hub content. My hub content is my podcast here that you're watching, and the interviews that I do. And what I don't do enough of, which is showing you processing. I promise to show you more processing. And as we get into the fall, more processing is what you're going to see. I've been so hella busy with what I got going on with like this Algoma job that I did in August. I'm still dealing with edits and stuff like that. But I want to get more into processing. I want to start interviewing more photographers. So if there's photographers that you'd like to see me try to get on my channel, I want to hear. And I've hired an editor. To help with some of this, who's very busy right now on a bunch of different stuff. He's spread really thin, but I've hired an editor. I've done one thing with him. So we're going to see how he does on one of my videos, which is going to be happening soon. So ideas for the podcast, the podcast happening in real life out in the world, the podcast happening from a studio, more interviews. Yes. More processing. Yes. Do you like the work sessions? Should I do more work sessions? I really do like doing the work sessions. Should I do more work sessions? Yes or yes? John Paul says, I'd like to do an interview. I'm on the come up. Watch out for me. Let's go, yo. Let's go. All right. And also, here's some more big ideas. How about on the shorter format, like 5-minute videos? I pick one photography related question from one of you and I make a whole video about it. You ask me a question, I find a question that you asked me on Discord, and I just make a whole video about it. Short hit to basically answer your question, but just answer it in video form because so many other people might have that same question. So that's another idea. Again, things that are jamming, definitely let me know. Matthew says Carty on the sea, Carty Cruise. I like that. If you guys are into some destination stuff, I've been developing a destination workshop where photographers from all over the world can fly to Canada to basically camp on my land that I have up north. I have 10 acres. Campsite. Maybe we'll even pick a bigger campsite.
Yes.
Bigger campsite. Campsite. Get tent, camp equipment, sleeping bags. We sleep outside, but during the day, we do photo workshops every day, and we do that for 3, 4, 5 days a week. What do you guys think about a camping destination kind of a workshop where you guys who haven't seen Canada get to come up here and see Canada for the first time and save money on insane accommodations because we can camp. I love camping. I love being outside. I think it's the dopest. If you guys are into that, that's an idea. We can also do it a different way. We could do Airbnb, just get a big Airbnb and we all just rent a big house. And I mean, obviously that's more expensive, but that's indoors. We can do that too. We have equipment, be nice to have a hub. When I camp, if we camp on my land, at least there's a hub. I have like a big ass house there for charging and bathrooms and all that stuff. So things like that I'm thinking about. Let me know if you guys are interested for sure. And like, not just, yeah, I'm interested, but yes, I would do that. I will set up a destination workshop in Toronto for next summer. And you guys can fly here. You'll have lots of time. We can camp. You can shoot wildlife. We can shoot portraits. And you can actually experience Canada in the summer. Canada in the summer is like, nothing else. It's literally like as warm as Miami up here in the summertime. It's the winter that you want to kill yourself. So short format, one answer, photography related question. I find a question, I answer it. Maybe some more Carty reacts. I haven't been doing reacts content, but maybe I react to some trending photography videos on YouTube, things that I like, things that I don't like. What do you think about react content? The best and the worst stuff that I find on YouTube. Thoughts on that? Carty, stop singing to me. Andrew says I'd do anything in my power to join. Oh my god. Xperia says I love being outdoors, camping, hiking. Be definitely up for that. Matthew says his only problem is money. Listen, Matthew, I'm also willing to somehow figure out some sort of way that the photographers that are able to do this and afford to do this, maybe we create some sort of a fund where we all donate like $50 towards a fund that we could kind of gift to somebody that wants to do this but can't afford to do it. If 10 photographers gave $50, that's now $500 to go towards,
Yes, sir, yes.
Like I would be interested in donating some sort of money or helping donate money in order to facilitate somebody being able to do that trip without that doesn't have the money to do it, like some sort of a reward for a challenge or some sort of a prize win or something like that, or just a sponsorship, anything that I can do in order to like make it so somebody could do that couldn't afford it is amazing. And again, before we get too far, like yes, like commitments from you guys. Like, yes, I would fly to Canada in order to do that. I would drive to Canada because I live in Ohio or northern Pennsylvania, like you, Vicky, to come up here. You know, Julie, maybe it'll coordinate with the time that you're not now in UK. I mean, in Kiev or Ukraine, or Kiev is in Ukraine, or Poland or London, and you can make it back here. Maybe you can fly from South Africa. And then my kids are from South Africa. I know that, yeah, it'd be nice to see some more South Africans up here. So, more work sessions. I'm thinking about that. More work sessions. That would be something that, Steven, child support never ends, my guy. Even if they hit that date, you got to keep supporting them, man. You're their dad. You know, it doesn't stop just because they turn 18. So I'd like to make my work sessions a little bit more interesting. I haven't done a work session in a couple of months, although they do get views. Sessions where I'm working on Aperture. I mean, I keep saying Aperture because I was an Aperture hardcore guy, but I mean Lightroom. Work in Lightroom. You guys can watch me. Maybe I'm editing a video. You guys can be watching me putting a video together. Like this kind of stuff where I'm doing client work. Unfortunately, those kinds of work sessions, like I'm super locked into what I'm doing, but I don't mind streaming. I don't mind streaming, just playing some cool music in the background and working on what I'm working at. If I see a question that I can answer easy, happy to answer questions, but it's more like this kind of a perspective where you get to see me working, and like I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm working on. So that's something that I'm thinking about, a little bit more work sessions. Do let me know if you like my work sessions and I'll do more of them. And by the way, if you guys can't make this camping trip, I would live stream every day and you'd be able to get access into like what the experience is like for the people who's there. We'd make video content, so there'd be all the videos that come out of it. If we do something like this, I can't do it without you. I can't do it without your commitment to say that, yes, you would fly here and participate. I mean, yes, there would be a fee, but the fee would be as inexpensive as I could make it, considering I'm teaching for 5 days, you know? So, more in real life streams, like crazier conditions. What if it's raining and I go outside and do photos and try to stream while it's raining? What if I wait until it snows and I go outside during a snowstorm and shoot photos and live stream? Is that stuff you're interested in? More just chatting where I'm like, in real life out. I could be at a restaurant hanging with my homie or hanging with my assistant and like let you guys into that. Are you interested in that kind of streams where I bring you with me? Like I do all kinds of cool stuff, but it's easy for me to bring my GoPro and just live stream and like hang out with y'all. If you're interested in more of that stuff, I will do it, but I don't want to segment my audience. I don't want to have a bunch of people running away because I'm letting you into more aspects of my life, more things that I do beyond photography. You interested in that kind of stuff? Let me know. Because again, it's like I do this channel for you. I do it for you. Friday inspiration is another idea, where every Friday, maybe I choose one photographer to highlight and I put out a short video on one photographer. Friday inspiration, like very much like answering a question, but like a little short hit of like, you should know about Gordon Parks. This is some of his great work. This is how he started photography, blah, blah, blah. You know? And also viewer love. Like I just pick one of my viewers, Andrew, he's from South Africa. This is his work. Bang, 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 bang. This is how you can contact him. This is how he started watching me. This is the photos that I reviewed. Just something a little bit about one of my viewers, you know, and do that more often We'll call those episodes Viewer Love. What do you guys think about that? By the way, this. You call yourself a photographer. Look how you're dressed. Yes, you. You just wear track pants, t-shirt. If you're gonna wear track pants and a t-shirt, at least look fly like me. Here, take this. Right? How fly do you look now? If you guys want to get the flyest apparel for creatives and photographers, you gotta tune into that merch store. There it is. Look at, I have over 100 items spread between 2 merch stores, limited edition drops. Every video that you watch on YouTube, as well as on all my channel pages, you'll see the links for my merch store. Make sure that you guys jump in there and look fly like I do when you're shooting. Let's get it on. So you understand that merch is a big way that you can support the stream. I like designing apparel. I really like designing apparel. I've been doing it for probably 20 years, secretly, in the background. I've designed for some clothing lines. I've designed my whole cycling, my all fixed gear apparel. And the merch, it's a way that you can spend $25, but you actually get something. You get a cap, you get like a hoodie, a t-shirt or something. And it doesn't say Carty on any of this stuff. So all you're doing is marketing that you're a shooter or a creative or a pro, you know, telling the world what it is that you do. I put a lot of effort into my merch store, and I changed a lot recently. I've shifted my merch store from being like vanity to being really like crew merch, meaning if you're a stylist, if you're a makeup artist, if you do makeup and hair or hair and makeup, if you're a DOP, if you're a second camera, I really shifted my merch store to actually be crew merch. If you're a DOP, a second shooter, an assistant, if you're crew, if you're a stylist, if you're a creative director, an art director, content creator, an editor, I put together a whole line of crew tees that you can wear while you're working to actually like proper rep, and not to mention so many other pieces of merch. This is my main merch store. I also have a limited edition merch store where I test items to see if they are something that you guys are interested in or not. My merch store has been going for almost 3 years, and blown away by how happy the people who buy this stuff is. The comfort, quality, Bella canvas blanks, good printing, it's dope. So anyways, that's my plea for you to jump into my merch store and cop something for yourself. It's fall time. It's time for you to pimp out your outfit. Here's something about members. My membership prices are $5. Wondering if you guys are okay with that. Some of you I know are having a hard time with the $5. Like, I'm also thinking of like, do I do like, if I do a 99-cent membership, will anybody sign up for $5? You know, will they? If I do like I mean, for me, my vibe is the gifted membership is amazing. Is the community basically sees that you need a membership and they just give it to you. Or I give it to you. I gift it to you. You know, that's a thought. You know, but one thing you should know about members, the reason that you're getting commercial-free content right now is because of the members that are watching this channel. So if you see somebody in chat and they have a crown next to their name, it means that they're a channel member. And the reason that I'm able to make my podcasts commercial free is because I have 72 people who pay me a membership fee to be a part of this channel, to be able to live chat. And because of that, I can make it so my channel during my live streams is commercial free for everybody. And as long as I have people who are willing to join and become members, I will continue to keep my live streams commercial free. And believe me, if I turned on commercials for my live streams, I'd make probably an extra $400 to $500 a month just by making you guys watch commercials while I'm live, because you kind of got to watch them, you know? But I don't do that. Instead, I turned on memberships, and I thought I could get this to 100 members. I could get this to 200, 300, 1,000 members. I want to not just have memberships and not give back. I want to have members and like actually be giving you something. And what you get is access to me during this live stream and photo reviews. The photo reviews is why you join. So how are you feeling about the membership price? Should I do a 99-cent tier or a $2.99 tier for people who are broke? Will people ever do a $5 tier to support more if they could get it for $3? Would you? You know? So feedback here from some of my last questions as I'm waiting for this. Steven says commercials don't affect me. Steven also said then I'd have to decide what to include in the 99-cent tier versus the $5 tier. Kyle says commercials burn me out. It's worth any price for me to not have them. So, by the way, if you're a YouTube Premium member, people who are in the YPP, the YouTube Partner Program, get a percentage of everybody who watches them that have YouTube Premium. So I have no problem with YouTube Premium. I make a good amount of money every month from people who watch me that are YouTube Premium members like I am. So I have no issues with that either. Steven says, if we could get the same perks from cheaper tiers, then why pay extra? Yeah, it's just to support. You know what I mean? Just to support. But yeah, I get that. That's my whole point, you know? So questions about the membership price. And again, if there was another tier that I was offering you all of this stuff, like the group mentorship and access to actually group conversations, group mentorships, and the challenges that I'm about to get into, more challenges, what would be a price that you'd pay for that? Would you pay 20 bucks? Would you pay 10 bucks? 15? What would be worth it for you to have basically a scaled back version of my mentorship program, which is way more for the one-on-one training than 20 bucks a month, you know? More challenges. Expect more challenges. I'm about to give you a challenge at the end of this episode. But more challenges. And I'm also thinking about doing some 30-day challenges, which are going to be paid challenges. Like it's a course, you have to buy it, but it's a 30-day challenge. It's a small, short workshops that are small hits, that challenges that you do one a day, and you do it to improve one thing. The one that I have ready to go is a on-camera challenge. It's a 30-day on-camera challenge to go from like on camera to getting to the point where you could actually be comfortable and present and maybe even make videos. So I have a 30-day challenge. That's going to be a paid thing. I'm interested in making a whole bunch of 30-day challenge courses. Interested in what your thoughts are on those. And if you would buy a $30 30-day challenge, dollar a day kind of a course. And again, short beginner courses. What are your thoughts on beginner courses? Is it too basic? I touched on this a little bit earlier. but I do believe that I want to just once and for all record these once so I can just say it's done. You can take my courses or watch these videos so I don't have to do it again. Like I kind of just want to have that playlist on my channel. I do agree with you, Puppet. I think it's best to not have too many options, which is why I started with just one tier, and I'm okay with that one tier. Maybe if I added a whole bunch more to this $5, I mean, again, I can't do one-on-one. I can't do group mentorship with 72 people. So, you know, that's tricky. So I am going to do some beginner content just because I want to record it once, record it in the studio, and it's done so everyone has it. You can have access to it. It's out there. I definitely want to make a course because I feel like I'm good at directing a subject, directing subjects, guys, girls, models, non-models, people who've never been in front of the camera. What about a course that's the ultimate guide for directing any subject? Would you buy that for $49.99? The ultimate guide for directing any subject. And it's like a series of lessons that you can go over in order to help you get better at directing people. It's another idea that I'm thinking about. New tier for the group mentorship is good. Sebastian said $10 is a good angle. Joel says beginner knowledge is useful no matter how advanced you are. I 100% agree. Here's another one. Would you watch my photo shoots live? If I'm doing a photo shoot and I just have my GoPro camera perspective, just run the live and do my photo shoot, would you watch my photo shoots live? Is that a good member perk? Would that be a good
yes or yes
mentorship level tier perk to be able to watch me shoot live? It's one of the things that you get to do. Like on my jobs, there's always like a camera running so you can watch a live feed of my photo shoots. My live photo shoots, I wouldn't be able to interact much because I'd be dealing with clients, but you'd be a fly on the wall and you'd get audio and you'd be able to see how I direct, how I deal with clients, all the stuff that happens. Like, would that be worth that extra tier? I want to do things on this channel that no one else is doing on YouTube. My main focus is you. Like, that's it. My main focus is you. I want to help you get to the next level with your pictures. And I want to do stuff here on this channel that no one else is doing. That's my only goal. So, you guys made it to the end of this video. I have an assignment for you. Call it a challenge. Call it an assignment. But this one is tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. The reason it's tricky is because it involves not a self-portrait, not you photographing yourself, but you photographing a subject. That subject can be anyone, but you do need them for a certain amount of time. You do need them for time because I'm asking you not just to do some basic shit like I ask usually. I'm asking you to do something a little bit more advanced and to follow instructions. This is the beginning of me treating you like an assignment photographer. I'm going to give you an assignment with very specific instructions, and I'm going to award photo of the week and photographer, in fact, of the week. We might start giving photographer of the week for people who follow the instructions and execute these assignments perfectly. So your assignment, by the way, you're under no obligation to do these assignments. They are for members to submit, but if you are a subscriber and not a member, they are also for you to shoot and submit. It's just, I will be looking at subscribers' submissions for this assignment. I just won't be able to review them on the air because there's just too many. So members only, I will be reviewing them live. For those who are subscribers, I'll be looking on the Discord and leaving my comments so everybody can participate. Okay, this week's challenge. Are you ready? This week's challenge is this. I am asking you to make 5 portraits. 5 portraits? Did he say 5? Yes, I said I am asking you to make 5 portraits. 1 portrait front light. 1 portrait side light. 1 portrait backlight. 1 portrait open shade. And the last portrait is a body detail. Did you catch that? 5 portraits. Front light portrait. Side light portrait. Backlight portrait. Open shade portrait. And 1 body detail. An ear, an eye, a nose, lips, a boobie, a belly button, a foot, an elbow, whatever you want to show. Front light, side light, backlight, open shade, and a body detail. 5 portraits. Let's see who nails this one. I will start looking at these submissions as early as next week. I don't expect anybody to have submissions for me to look at on Thursday, but if you do, I'll look at them because Thursday we will do some photo reviews. I asked you guys lots of questions today. Lots of questions, and I need answers. Please, if you're watching this after the fact, answer some questions to some show ideas that I've had, what your thoughts are, and if you have show ideas, please give me your feedback. This channel is only amazing if I'm making content for you. So help me make content for you by leaving me some feedback in the comments. The deadline is next week, Thursday. How's that? Next week, Thursday, because Thursday's coming. Let's do it for next Thursday's photo review show. How about that? You know, I look at photos usually on Thursdays. This Thursday is too close. We'll call it the next Thursday. That gives you plenty of time to shoot some, but you can submit them anytime. The submission is the Ask a Photo Pro submission folder, which is AAPP submissions. If you don't see it, it's because you're not a member. You need to become a member. And then in Discord, through Discord settings, connections, join your Discord to YouTube, and then all of these channels will magically appear. And you'll also see in Discord that you are suddenly a member. All the people in my Discord that have red are members. You'll see my YouTube members over here that are online currently on the right of the screen. Once you connect your YouTube and the Discord, you become red if you're a member, and you'll get access to my submission folder. I hope that helps. I love you. Thanks for watching, everybody. If this brought you value, please hit the like button. Subscribing is free. I hope you're subscribed already. Comments, likes, and shares propel this channel forward. And also clips. If something helped you today on accountability, please consider making a clip and sharing it to your social networks. Know that photography is hard. Photography is hard. Making it as a pro photographer is even harder. But if you stay the course, you got this. You can do this. If you became a subscriber recently, you might see your name scrolling across the top of my screen. If you became a member within the last little while, you'll definitely see your name scrolling across the bottom of my screen. I like to show love to the people who support this channel. The names that are along the bottom of this channel is the reason that you just enjoyed commercial-free content. All of my members are the reason that all of my live streams are commercial free while live. If you're watching after the fact, you're getting hit with that AdSense. I love you all. Thanks for watching.